Namaste, angels. This is the weekly general reading for the period of Sunday, January 5th through Saturday to come, January 11th. There's nothing on the Hebrew calendar, Christian calendar, or Islamic calendar that I'm going to talk about this week. So we're going straight into the planetary calendar, beginning with January 8th at 11:08 a.m., Jupiter opposition true node. Then on January 10th at 2:21 p.m., the full moon and penumbral lunar eclipse, 20 degrees Cancer. Also on January 10th at 8:48 p.m., Uranus direct. And that's the one I'm going to talk about because for the Cancer full moon, I'll do a separate video for that. So Uranus direct. For that, I've gone to www.tarot.com to give us a little understanding about what that's about. Revolutionary Uranus will force an uncomfortable calm when it goes retrograde on August 11, 2019, keeping us from making the important changes that we felt brewing beneath the surface. But when Uranus turns direct 5 months later on January 11th, 2020, all of those urges that we've been suppressing for that time will erupt on a personal and global scale. Uranus is the planet of shocks and surprises, but it was inhibited while in retrograde. It's been in a period of relative quiet, but when it's direct, we may experience both brilliant and disturbing ideas and events. Uranus in Aries represents sudden and unexpected events, including wild weather and political uprising, all of which we've seen during its time in the sign. So if you think the past 5 months have been chaotic, you ain't seen nothing yet. Get ready and brace yourself for more of the unexpected now that Uranus is moving back into the sign of Taurus. This is all part of the transformational times that we're living in. And as frightening as it may be, such change is needed to redirect humanity toward a better future. Here we go. Going to the dice. Today we're beginning with cocktail. Forget it. And massage. Spirit still says massage. Forget it. And cocktail. All three of them. Same message. So that's what they want you to know. For the cards this week, again, beginning with fire, earth, air, and water. We're going to go over a focus for each element, and then I'll do the two other spreads and give the advice cards. Speaking of the elements, I posted, per the request of some of you, the astrological readings. I had done the earth signs as I promised to do, each of the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and then I did 3 videos, one for each of the remaining elements. So one for fire, one for air, and one for water. And just like when I do the sign, those elements, the signs individually, the views on those are very low. They're in the hundreds. And for the earth signs, those individual videos, I did one for each sign, are in the thousands. I don't know what else to do. I keep trying to come up with ways and listening to you guys, your suggestions and your requests, and trying to incorporate them, because I ended up doing the other elements because at first I had a few people, it was a number of people that were saying, can you at least do Sagittarius? Probably because it was their birthday month most recently. And I said, okay, I'll do Sagittarius. And then like a couple days after that, after I had heard from a bunch of people about doing a Sagittarius reading, this one person commented on one of my videos, would you consider doing one for each element? I said, you know what, that sounds fair. Okay, I'll do that, one for each element. And I did, and they're up. And those who have watched them seem to have enjoyed them. They do have likes on them, commensurate to people have enjoyed the videos. So it's not that. The problem is if the video doesn't get that boost, doesn't get out there, and people don't know that it's out there, like once it misses that window of being people realizing, okay, there's a new video, let's watch, then I think that it sort of goes unnoticed completely. And like I said before, I blame YouTube for the most part. It's YouTube. They don't send notifications out to all my subs. So it kind of like, I might as well only have 100 subs and not 10,000, like it doesn't matter because they're not telling anybody that I'm posting the videos. So, yeah, I don't know what else to do. But the videos are up. If you did not know they were up and are interested in watching them, please do. They are up and they are, set them up. Of course, you can watch them anytime you find them. That, whenever they're meant for you is when you can watch them. However, I did put a time, constraint, I guess, for lack of a better word, on them. And that is through January 12th. So today's only January 1st. Plenty of time for you to read, watch those readings and get those messages. Each one is about, 20 to 30 minutes long for each sign. All right. So anyway, back to this. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. And before I get too deep into it, I just want to mention that for everybody, we're also beginning with a Four of Pentacles, or what's called the Four of Autumn in the Animal Tarot. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. And further to that, some of you may know how I feel about the Four of Pentacles or Four of Autumn. It's not as sweet as this. The Four of Pentacles is really not one of my favorite cards. And a lot of people think it's pretty cool. They like it or whatever, or at least, or they're indifferent to it at least. I kind of don't like it, All right, so it can be about holding on to something too tightly. And I think even the dice are telling us not to do that. Like, forget it, right? Remember that dice, forget it. Get a massage instead. Like, relax, let that thing go that you're holding on to. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a relationship. It could really be anything. It could be just negative emotions. I just spoke to a viewer. I don't know who this person was, but they commented, and I just wanted to try to uplift them because the comment seemed, for me, it was sad. It was very pessimistic. I just wanted to give them some hope and some optimism because our words and our thoughts are powerful. And the same way that we can manifest positivity and we can manifest the things that we do want in our life by putting words into the universe, like we're speaking, this is never going to happen anyway. So yeah, we can manifest negativity too. She wasn't saying that what I had put in my video wasn't going to happen. She was saying that she had a wish. I'm not going to put the ladies' stuff all out there. I mean, it's a public comment. You can see if you just happen to see it on the video, it's fine. But I'm not going to put it all out here in this video. But she had a wish, and she was like, but I know it's not going to come true. Don't ever do that to yourself. Like, put those words together in a statement and out into the universe, because then you can manifest negativity. So this holding on too tightly doesn't have to be to a person or to a thing that's tangible. It can just be negative emotions like pessimism, regret, resentment, the inability to forgive, pride, ego, fear, whatever it is. So we want to be careful about that. But also for things that are more tangible, like relationships, like jobs, like stuff. The Four of Autumn for me, I usually describe it by beginning with a job. It's that job that you don't like, that you can't stand, that you hate getting up in the morning to go to. You don't like the people there. They don't like you. But you get a paycheck. That's why you go there. You get a paycheck, right? Without fail, at least that part is consistent. And it makes you feel good that you get a check. It might not even be the check that you feel you deserve, but it's a check. And it pays your bills. And so that's why you're still there, even though you probably should have left a while ago. And the same sort of energy can translate the same way in relationships. You don't like your mate. They don't like you. The two of you have been miserable forever, maybe even sleeping in separate beds or separate rooms or trying not to come home at night or whatever it is. The relationship is sour, and it has been sour. But you split the rent. But, they give you money for the kids. But there's always this thing that you get out of it that's a benefit. But is it a benefit? That's what you got to think about. That's the feeling. That's what I get when I pick up the Four of Pentacles. That it is a time to figure out are you benefiting from the different things and people in your life? Are you having mutually reciprocal relationships with your friends, your romantic interests, your employer, all of these things? And if you are not, in a way that is beneficial to you both, in like a healthy way, a non-toxic way, then you need to forget it, like the dice said. Okay, so now the Four of Pentacles in reverse would imply that you are holding on to things, but perhaps wanting now to sort of get that under control and beginning to think of the fact that we have free will. And so we can focus on our choices. Now I got to stop again because I didn't tell you this part. So you see these two cards over here? One of them says focus on your strengths, and it's the god Apollo is pictured on the card. And the other one is flow of prosperity, and is Lakshmi. And I had prayed over these cards, burned my incense, burned my sage, all that kind of stuff, shuffled, all these things. I had the cards laid out. And I sat down to do the reading. All of a sudden, I just felt like I was to get up. I was meant to get up. I got up. I turned around, faced my bed. So I'm like facing the footboard of my bed. And of course I can see the headboard. I can see my whole bed when I turn around and face that way. And then made to look down. And when I looked down, these two cards were standing not side by side, but one atop the other against my footboard. And I go, what the hell? Like, how did these get here? Now, it never ceases to amaze me. Like the weird stuff, the paranormal activity that goes on. Doesn't matter how often I experience it. It could be all day, every day. I've even experienced a bunch of it right here on camera in front of you guys. None of that matters. I still go, how the hell did this happen? Like, this doesn't make sense. What are these cards doing here? So I just put them there, like, for everybody to have. And I do feel that, yes, somebody has to focus on their strengths. And I guess it would be even more so for you fire signs here. You fire signs, you're holding on to something. You got to follow through. There's something you have to complete. You have to prioritize yourself, and you got to follow through on this thing because it's time sensitive. And if you do it and do it within the proper time and situation, it will be prosperous. It will be lucrative for you. For some, it could be an actual legal situation or something. Maybe you got to fill out some paper and, hand something in by a certain date. I'm not sure, this is a 4, so it's foundations. Your card is a 4, it's foundations. Maybe, to enter contract on a home, you got to do that by a certain date. You got to, process some sort of papers for the sale of a home, for the purchase of a home. It could have to do with that, with it being a number 4, because that is about our foundations. However, it's the 4 of earth, so that could be about other earthly matters. I'm not really sure, and it could be several of you, and maybe that's why I'm not getting an exact situation, but there is something that needs to be completed. Fire signs, could be anybody, but I'm going to say, since you guys got the 4 of Pentacles and we had another 4 of Pentacles here, that I want to emphasize this for you, fire signs, that it is time sensitive and you need to prioritize it, because it's like prioritizing yourself. And if you've been holding off because you're like, well, I don't know how to do this whole thing, you focus on your strengths and do what you can. And if you need to have somebody else help you, or even hire somebody else to do the other piece, whatever that means in your case, then you're guided to do that. And again, it is beneficial, it is prosperous for you. So I was triggered by the word focusing on your choices. Yes, you got to focus on your choices. You got to focus on your strengths. When it's in reverse, again, you're about to move on this, and it can be an indication that you will finally move, rather quickly through like the fear-based holding on to things, clinging that you've been doing. Suddenly, you'd be all of a sudden more open, more relaxed, more generous, maybe less anxious. Because like I said, it is fear-based. And for some of you, you could be worried about, well, I'm not sure how to do this, or I'm afraid I may not do this right. I may mess it up. So it hasn't gotten done at all. Whatever it is, again, it's time sensitive though. So you're going to have to do something. Do what you can, the parts you can, and have somebody else do the other parts if necessary. Hire somebody else to do the other part. Hire somebody else to do the whole thing. Or ask a friend. Again, I don't know what your situations are, but you can't keep pushing it to the side. It has to get done. And again, if you do it, it's going to be prosperity. It's something that results in abundance for you in one way or another, like some sort of blessing for you. Specifically as of work, I kind of give you my feel and spiel on what the Four of Pentacles means in terms of work. And you may finally be thinking about either changing your attitude about where you are and deciding, to make the best of it and do the best work you can and to maybe even try to make friends with people and have better relationships with people, or you're deciding to, go somewhere else and do something else. In love, it can also mean that maybe you're about to let go of the fear that you've been exhibiting with your partner or interests, or even with dating, like you've held off from dating because you've just been afraid of getting back out there. Maybe you had a bad relationship already and this would require you to take a leap, and you've just been fearful of taking that leap. So you've been holding on to something, all right? You've been holding on to yourself and like holding yourself back. So with it now in reverse, this is an indication that, you're not going to let fear of commitment or fear of rejection or fear of abandonment or fear, whatever the fears are. There's so many labels for these fears. You're not going to let any of them keep you from living. And instead, you're going to begin to, get out, mingle, spend time with people that you care about, or trying to meet people if that's what you have an interest in doing. If you're single and you want to meet somebody, all that kind of stuff. You have to be open, for the love to come to you and from you and to flow through you and back and forth. And love needs to be able to pass both ways to be healthy. And with this in reverse, you are either you have or you are, you will within this week step into a more comfortable place in that regard. So that brings us to the earth signs. And you guys like traded places here. The fire signs have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the earth signs have this big fire card here. It is Major Arcana card 8, Strength, upright. So strength is a super positive card. In a general sense, it means you have the strength and the ability, the wherewithal to handle any and everything that comes your way this week. You can do it. You can knock it out. Some of you may be, part fire and part earth. And so maybe you've been among those people that's been letting something, go by the wayside and you haven't done it. You're finally going to pick it up and knock it out, whatever it is. Like, focus on your strengths. Yeah, you've got plenty of them. And you've got this energy behind you, supporting you as well. Work should be going well. Relationships should be going well. If you have a committed relationship already, it's probably with somebody that you don't mind supporting. You support them, they support you. It is mutually reciprocal, like I was talking about with this. If you're looking for somebody, this is a better than normal time for you to get out there and meet someone. And you should be pretty confident about doing that, because look at you. You're Major Arcana card Strength. You've got this energy of Leo, and they are super confident, when they're in their healthy energy. You can't stop a Leo, and you can't put them down or anything like that. So get out there, mingle, be happy. In terms of work, finances, every aspect of your life, Strength is a super positive card. So work should be going well. Finances should be going well. If they haven't been, you should be moving into a more positive cycle and uptick and upswing, whatever you want to call it. Especially if you've, been trying to go without or do without, in an effort to be, particularly frugal. You can finally start to loosen up a bit, loosen up on the coin. Yeah. And again, with this Four of Pentacles in reverse, some of you are either, you have some of this energy also working with you, this Four of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe you are, again, part fire sign. Maybe you have a partner that is an earth sign or something like that, or both, you're benefiting somehow from this Four of Pentacles in reverse. And you may be even, purchasing or getting ready to purchase a big ticket item. Like I was talking about, a home, even possible with all these fours here. You know, could be something like that, a home, a car. I don't know what else is a big ticket item. You could be getting ready to do that, and it's fine. Like now you are moving into that place where you're finally going to be able to, even though, you know, maybe you've been waiting quite some time. You didn't think you were going to. In terms of a job too. And again, I'm looking at it in terms of the focus on your strengths also. Your strengths. If you're looking for work, make sure that you point out what your strengths are. You know, I am highly analytical, excellent communication skills, and then exhibit them when you're actually talking to the people. You know, I'm an earth sign. I am, you don't have to say I'm an earth sign, but because you're an earth sign, you are extremely committed, dedicated, dependable. You are going to show up at work on time every day and do what you're supposed to do. Make sure that that is put out there, right? That's clear for them. Air signs. Ugh. I think the air signs of the astrological readings that I did, the one that I did for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, may have the lowest views. And I'm an air sign. I mean, where my people at? Where my dogs at? Where my girls at? I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm like almost all Gemini and Aquarius. Where y'all at? Anyway, Five of Swords in reverse is our card. And it can be about power struggles and conflicts. You know what the saying is? Pick your battles, choose your battles. Not every fight is worth fighting. Sometimes you just gotta say, you know, suck your teeth, walk away, bite your tongue, right? How do they say? Yeah, you bite your tongue. That means like hold back, don't say what you were gonna say, and go ahead and feed the negativity. Consider your priorities. Focus on your strengths. And air signs. What is our strength? Communication. Communication, excellent communication skills, better than anybody. But that also means knowing when not to say something, or cutting somebody with words rather than, you know, getting into a physical struggle or a fight or something like that. We know how to do all that stuff. So some of us may encounter some stuff like that. In terms of work, be careful not to, like how they say, shoot yourself in the foot. Sorry about all the cliches and colloquialisms, but they're coming up. They're coming up. Don't cause something at work if you want to keep your job. Now, some of us don't care about our job. It's like, fuck this, you know, and then you can, you know, my man got 2 jobs. There was a movie or something like that. I don't need this job. My man got 2 jobs. Was that Everybody Hates Chris? I think it was. I think that's what it was. His mother used to always say that. If that's the case for you, or your woman got you, or whatever it is, and you don't need the job, or you got money saved up already, hey, talk to whoever you need to talk to, however you need to talk to them. But if it's a situation where you would like to keep your job, or need to keep your job, and it's just a little 5 situation, this is not somebody like, you know, facing you, confronting you with like the utmost disrespect. This is potential, you know, bullshit. Don't lose your job over it. In terms of love, when the 5 of Swords shows up, it can mean, and this showed up in one of the readings, this showed up where? Oh goodness. I'm doing so many, I don't remember which is which anymore. It may have been one of the astrological readings. Please watch your sign. Watch your sign, your sun, moon, rising, but particularly if you're an air sign, or if you're dealing with an air sign, please watch, because I talked about, this card showed up somewhere else, and I talked about sacrificing your own happiness just for the sake of like being right. So it could be like refusing to move on. And some of you may have the fire in you too, or maybe you're dealing with a fire sign and you've been holding on to a relationship that's dead, maybe refusing to move on, or that's non-existent, that's in your head, because you don't want, you know, for people to be able to say, I told you so, or you don't want to admit to yourself that it didn't work out, or that it's unhealthy, or whatever. Maybe it looks good out on the outside and you don't want anybody to know what's really going on in your house, that you guys can't stand each other. And so you're sacrificing your happiness, sacrificing yourself for the sake of being right. And you have to ask yourself really, really seriously, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? If your answer is genuinely that you want to be right, then I guess go on with your bad self and keep it up. If you'd like to be happy, you're going to have to let go of something. It may simply be your ego and accepting things as they are, whatever that means. And this can be whether you're in a relationship or you're single, right? If you're single, but you're, keeping up some sort of front, then you got to, check that as well. Or you may want to, right? You got free will. You don't have to check yourself. You may want to. In terms of what else? Finances. There could be a conflict. But again, we are excellent communicators. We have the gift of, again, analytical skills, logic, thinking things through. Did we make a mistake? Did someone else make a mistake in some sort of financial issue? Do we need to correct something? Like work through address the problems, work through them, correct them. The other people may have made a mistake. And again, it could result focusing on your strengths. That's our strength. Focusing on that could result in prosperity for us. Lucrative if we're the one to find the mistake or to correct it before it's too late, before it becomes something, tangible and concrete. We can fix it. Moving on to water signs. So you've got the Queen of Pentacles upright, which is, again, is another awesome card. This one is about spending energy, time, money on your home, in your home, being comfortable with family, friends, loved ones, nurturing people. Maybe giving people advice, maybe sitting around, having coffee, talking, giving people advice. People look to you for your insight and your advice when you are the Queen of Pentacles. Because this is a court card, it's the only one that we have here. Some of you water signs may be dealing with, or you may in part be, an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And actually the overall energy here didn't get to yet is Major Arcana card, the Moon. If I remember correctly, in Taurus's astrological reading, there was either a lot of water energy or maybe specific a lot of Pisces energy. The Moon represents the sign of Pisces. This particular Moon card in the Rider-Waite Tarot always makes me think of Scorpio too because of this lobster here. And of course, and I don't know what these little things are. They remind me of like little sperms. Is that weird? I think about pregnancy and stuff. I look at these little, they look like little spermatozoas. I'm sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. Of course, Earth's actual moon rules the sign of Cancer too. So this could be any sign. And underneath it is actually the Queen of Cups, who, if we're being traditional as it relates to the tarot, represents the sign of Scorpio. But of course can also be any of the other water. And this thing always reminds me of a Scorpio too. This like chalice thing that she has. Don't these look like lobster claws also? On the side? I don't know what that is, what that's supposed to be. But she's very Scorpio to me. Looking Scorpio and again, traditionally the Queen, because she represents the fixed sign of a given element, would represent Scorpio, but of course could be Pisces, Cancer, or anyone, that's not even a water sign. Just likened to those traits or attributes, at least right now. So this could be an actual person in your life. I say all that to say. Work, love, everything could be going or will be going particularly well. This is a very feminine card. And so you should be leaning on your femininity in that, whether male or female. We all have an inner masculine and feminine. And so you may be being overly masculine or have been recently, and it's time to soften up a little bit. The moon also for me represents feminine energy and a time to surrender, right? Feminine energy of surrender, more specifically. The time to let go and to just follow our intuition, follow the signs, the guidance the universe is giving us, the syncs, the signs, all of that, as opposed to maybe being so earthly, which is funny because since this is the Queen of Pentacles, and just so grounded. You want to, again, tap into your higher self a little bit more when these two cards are showing up, and like a combination. If there's someone new in your life, or if you're single and you're looking for somebody and you meet somebody new, when that card shows up, it's a particularly good time to not chase love. And I always feel that that in no time is good to chase love, or and we've all been there. I'm not saying I've never done it before, but chasing energy is exactly what it sounds to be. It is the energy that you chase and push people away with it. And that can happen pretty easily with this particular card. Maybe because it's so mothery. That's probably why. It's so mothery, and so we can be we can be too much maybe when we're with when we have that energy. So just be careful. And in that case, be your traditional earth sign. Well, you're not an earth sign, you're a water sign, but use the traditional earth sign trait of slow and steady wins the race, and allow things to happen at their own pace and, in a consistent and organic way. In terms of finances, again, excellent omen, prosperity level increasing, abundance increasing. If it hasn't already, you should see an uptick very soon. And you should be comfortable and, and confident in spending some of this, money that comes your way. And not feeling that you have to hold on to it so tightly, especially with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, actually crossing your Queen of Pentacles here. The money's coming in, and you'll be freed up a bit. Finally, you can be a lot more comfortable. And now to our overall energy that is for everybody. I touched on it a little bit. It is the moon upright. And it is a really important time for us to pay attention to our intuition. A lot of things may be unclear around us. And if you are able to ask questions, this could be in work, this could be in love. We might not be, some things can be confusing. And we're not sure sometimes, or able to discern between reality and illusion. Some things you're just not meant to know. The moon shows up. It can be like the universe is keeping things from us. It can be about secrets that somebody's intentionally not telling you. It can be about something that, somebody just didn't tell you yet. Or they didn't think to tell you. Like somebody, how come I never knew that about you? Oh, I don't know. Never came up. So it's not necessarily malicious that you don't know something, but that's what it means for the moon to show up. There's information that we don't have, that's not at hand. So we're still receiving guidance though, and we're still guided to follow that guidance that we receive and to move forward fearlessly, whether we have the full picture or not. Like trust ourselves and trust the universe. So it's about faith also. Oh, I didn't realize I spent so much time on these though. So luckily that was the last one. Let's put the, ooh. Okay. I just dropped them all. Maybe we weren't meant to get whatever was there. If I was going to pick up another card, I had no plans to pick up another card, but if I do, we're not going to get what was there. I will tell you what we ended up with on top before I put these. When I stacked them all together, I ended up like this, the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about faith. So it's funny. I just was talking about having faith. Twos are about faith, partnership, duality. The Two of Wands in particular is actually the twin flame or divine union, sacred union card of the tarot. So it could be representative of soulmate situations too. And these were the other two cards. So this is how we ended up. Just going to put these on the side like I was attempting to do. And I'm going to use these. Also taking the Ascendant Masters. Speaking of priorities, we have a beginning or overall energy of priorities with King Solomon on this card. Oh, goodness. Just saw the sun. So something could be coming out this week. Maybe that's why they want to see the sun. This card is called Shine. But when the sun and the moon come up in the same reading, usually means some things that are hidden, that are in the dark, will be coming to light. Also, third eye chakra being shown to me. So maybe that is how you will come into the information via your intuition. So I'm just going to put these back how they were too. And then the card on the top is sacral chakra, and it's another 2. It's another 2. All right. Here we have a beginning or overall energy of the 5 of water. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in the situation, and crying over spilled milk. This is about not showing enough gratitude for your blessings, really. It's an energy of pessimism. So I was talking about being pessimistic and doubtful and holding on to negative energy. Those are some of the things that the 5 of Cups represents. It's about disappointment, letdown. Crowning the masculine this week is the 6 of air. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. Maybe me taking a trip. So this card can be about actual travel, movement, moving, like to a new home. If it's not about something literal like that, it's at least metaphoric. And again, things getting better where you had been having experiencing some sort of challenges in your life. Again, somebody could be getting a new car. Speaking about movement, buying a big ticket item, and maybe you're able to move now. You're able to get on the road and stuff. Surrounding the masculine, the Knight of Earth, loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. It's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. The Knight of Earth is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and he is about that slow and steady wins the race energy. But one thing that's guaranteed, he always reaches his goal. So he is dependable, like I was saying about the earth signs. And masculine subconscious, the Ace of Fire, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement. Change your life now. So something or someone about which you are or will be extremely passionate is you're going to have a new opportunity with them or that thing. Crowning the feminine, it's another 2 of fire or 2 of wands. As I was just mentioning, the 2 of wands in the tarot is a soulmate card, it's the twin flame card of the tarot, a sacred union card, divine union card, whatever you want to call it. And of course, 2s are about faith and partnership and manifestation. The 2 represents that part where you believe that that thing that you thought of or spoke when you were at number 1 is going to come true. So where you hold on to the intention. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. Surrounding the feminine. Oops, I'm making a mess. The 9 of water. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away, and you have a love of life. So the 9 of water can just be a yes card from the minor arcana. People can be maybe getting engaged, right? Will you enter partnership with me? Yes. Yeah, seriously, it can be stuff like that. But something that we've been trying to manifest coming true. Very nice. Maybe with an actual King of Water, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Also, charity work is what he's known for. The King of Water is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Somebody could be manifesting a sacred union, a twin flame relationship Maybe that is in separation or something. You're trying to bring it back. You're praying for them to come back. Maybe specifically with a water sign, or you yourself are a water sign. But it doesn't have to be. This King of Water can be just somebody who is extremely loving and generous and romantic and all of those things. Does not have to be a water sign, but definitely could specifically be one. And somebody's getting their wish. Crowning. The 5 of air. So we just saw this for the air signs in specific, but we saw it in general. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. So that's the potential unnecessary conflict. Maybe somebody jealous, because this doesn't have to just be a relationship. This can be a business partnership. This can be 2 friends making up, siblings, family members, whatever, coming together, and somebody could be hating on that or be trying to, throw some sort of sword in there with gossip and bullshit or something. Misery loves company. People don't like to see other people getting happy or being blessed and stuff. At the root, a foundation, it's another one of these. The 5 of earth, fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. Yes, it can mean that in terms of actual financial situations, but 5 of earth for me can also have to do with relationships. It is stuff like what I was talking about before: fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of commitment. It's just fear. It's just void. It's just lack and worry about potential lack. That's what this is about. The heart of the matter. Major Arcana card 18, the moon, with Archangel Haniel. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes. Release fears that hold you back. So we keep seeing this message, and now this is our second moon. I shouldn't be surprised because there's a full moon in Cancer this week. And whenever there is a moon, in all my readings, the moon tries to show up as much as it can. So it's been here twice. Let's further clarify these, though. Just want to keep moving, going, without too much delay. Oh, 2 cards there for the feminine. I felt it at the last minute. I don't like to put them back. And again, the overall energy here was the 4 of autumn. Atop the 6 of air for the masculine, it's another 2 of wands. So now we have the 2 of wands mirroring the 2 of wands. This is, can a partnership, perhaps again, a soulmate relationship, a twin flame relationship, a sacred union, a divine union, can it move on after difficulty, after challenging times, maybe even after separation? The answer is yes, it can. But also, again, this can be business partnerships. These can be friends making up. Maybe there have been conflict. 5 of swords, 5 of earth. There have been conflict. Can we fix this? Yes, we can. We can move on. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors, or to expand the number of people who are helping you. This can also be 2 people moving, maybe cohabitation, maybe 2 people traveling, taking a trip together. Surrounding the masculine, atop the Knight of Earth or Pentacles. It's another 4, the 4 of winter. So the 4 of winter or 4 of swords for me can be about planning a trip. We're not yet there. Or a decision that has to be made and we need to meditate on it. Maybe that's why you need a massage. You got to, lay down somewhere and think while your head's being rubbed. I love thinking like that. Thoroughly think things through before making a decision. Continuing to overanalyze isn't going to help you to get any closer to a resolution, but meditation and prayer will bring you the answers that you seek. I just think it's interesting, all these 2s and 4s that we're seeing, because we've moved into this energy of 2 and a 4, right? Of multiple 2s with this being 2020. That's a master number 22, which also equals 13 or 4 or 1111. So it's not, I don't think it's a mistake that we're seeing all these 4s. The first reading that I'm doing for 2020, essentially. Atop the Ace of Wands, or Ace of Fire, the masculine got here. it's another Five of Cups. We've seen a lot of fives too. I forgot about those. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. Well, here we have a card that's talking about moving onward and upward and possibly physically moving from after difficulties or challenges, after a difficult situation. And now we have the Five of Cups showing up atop the Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands in the masculine subconscious. So that is him potentially, he's thinking about this, I want this, but it's sort of with that pessimistic energy attached to it. Like I was talking about before, we can make something, we can manifest negativity and lack also by thinking of this in a way of, yeah, that would be wonderful, but that's never going to happen. I'm doubtful. I'm pessimistic. It's particularly in this placement here of subconscious is what he's doing. So masculine, you're going to want to be careful about that. Crowning the feminine atop that her Two of Fire or Wands is the Ace of Winter. So it's like a brand new start. After difficulty, after challenge. That's what the Ace of Swords is all about. It shows up when you've had hard, trying times. And it's like you've made it. That's why it's a card of victory, too. Because like you made it, you know, despite everything that was against you, you made it. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. So again, this is having something to do with some sort of partnership and or something that you are manifesting, and the two is representative of the faith and the building. The step is the Three of Wands, and the next step is the Four of Wands. It can be like that. Surrounding the feminine, atop the Nine of Water or Cups, which is that Yes card from the Minor Arcana. This is the placement where two cards came out of the deck. They are Major Arcana card 11, Strength. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power and courage. What did I say? This can be about making up with somebody, healing a relationship. And it's another two, right? 11 is two. So some sort of partnership. It definitely can be a romantic partnership. It does not have to be. It can be friendship. Again, it can be familial. It can be work. We're going to come together and fix something. And somebody is likely going to apologize to another, or both are going to apologize, you know, and forgive, and maybe agree to kiss and make up. This can be the kiss and make up. It's the Princess of Summer. Or this can be about something having to do with a child, maybe the person, or if it's romantic, perhaps the person is younger than you as well, because now we have basically the King of Cups and the Page of Cups here. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. Yeah, that emotional message can be one of, please forgive me, or I forgive you, or both. Let's make up. Let's kiss and make up. You can be invited out. You can be asked a question, something to make you happy, something to make you smile. It is good news. Or again, good news about your business partnership is also possible. Atop the King of Water or Cups. It's another two. The Two of Autumn. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and your personal life and to bring a spirit of fun to all you do. This is making sure that, yeah, you don't just, we're all working, no play makes Jane the dull girl. So you need to find that balance in your life where you're getting out maybe and having fun and meeting people and having a romantic life, you know, or having people that put a smile on your face, even if it's not romantic, and handling your business, because this is about handling business with this Ace of Swords here. So this Two of Autumn can be about balance for you, but for some people it can be about some sort of decision you have to make. And again, these cards that have landed here are yes cards. This Princess of Summer is like a yes card. The Nine of Summer or Cups is like a yes card. So if there was a decision you were pondering and it's also atop this very loving, positive energy, the King of Water, I'd say the answer is yes. Atop the Five of Air or Swords, the Ace of Summer. So where there had been challenges, and maybe even you thought you weren't going to speak again, or this couldn't be fixed, whatever the situation was, new beginning, new beginning. Very possibly this new beginning happening between an air sign and a water sign. Very, very possibly. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. Ace of Summer can be about all those things. Brand new start, meeting somebody fresh, or reconciliation, like I was already talking about, and or awakening. So I've been talking about that a lot for a while now too. Awakening, reawakening in some cases, ascension for all of us, largely the masculine. Like leaps and bounds with the masculine. As if he was like in a coma before and he's back. Atop the 5 of Earth, it's another 5. It's Major Arcana card 14, Balance, or Temperance, which represents the sign of Sagittarius in the tarot, but for me is also tends to be connected to Aquarius specifically. This image on all of these Balance or Temperance cards is often a water bearer, or involves, stepping or standing in a pool of water. So this is a zebra. Obviously, it doesn't have any vessels in its hand. It's not bearing water in that sense. But even this is standing in this pool of water. So I still sometimes think of the water bearer or water energy, especially since the moon is here too. In any case, it's a card called Balance, and it's sitting here next to the 2 of Autumn also. So again, for some of us, this 2 of Autumn or 2 of Pentacles is about balance. It is about finding happy and healthy mediums in our life. For others, I said the 5 of Earth is about lack, loss, right? Fear, void, and the Temperance is about recovery, restoration, being made whole. So where there was lack, it's like it's totally canceled out by the energy of Temperance, especially since Temperance is also Major Arcana. So it's strong. It's the universe stepping in to help you. This is a card of repairing or resolving, rather, conflict as well. Conflict resolution. It's like we negotiate, what's the word? When you you work something out, you make some concessions. That's not the word I'm trying to think of, but I'll make some concessions, you make some concessions, and we're able to fix it. We're able to come together despite our differences, sort of like a zebra, like one is black and one is white. But if we come together, we can be striped together, or we can be gray, or spotted, different things like that. It's figuring out a way to move forward despite your differences or things that had held you back before. That difference for some is money. One feeling very broke, and like the other one has more money. And so that was the reason they felt they couldn't be together. Additionally, maybe one is younger, like I said, with this page showing up here and also crossing it. But whatever the difference is, black, white, older, younger, richer, poorer, these are things that we can move beyond if we are willing to let go of our ego. And at the heart of the matter, atop Major Arcana card, the Moon, it is the King of Spring, inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. Now's your moment to step up into a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful as long as you stay focused upon the big picture. The King of Spring is a Sagittarius, Leo, like that strength card, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Also, the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot, so that a lot of this can be about him too, and his growth, his ascension, again, and the need to step up into a leadership role and maybe be the one to initiate some of these contacts and some of this, put a smile on the feminine's face. Maybe that's what she's been wanting to manifest, right? And the dreams come true. The Page of Cups sitting atop the 9 of Cups. She's been saying, I wish he would be the one to initiate contact. And let's try to work this out. that's stepping into a leadership role, being the emperor. This can also be about, Leo, Sagittarius being particularly significant. Again, Pisces may be particularly significant this week. An earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. And I don't have any air sign court cards, but I have a lot of air cards here. Could be because Mercury entered Capricorn just recently too. But we saw a number of these air cards. It just made me feel like that was pretty important this week too. Further to that, let's see what advice they have for us additionally. So conflict resolution, ascension, awakening, reawakening, partnership, prosperity, financial blessings. A lot going on this week. Emotional fulfillment, reconciliation potentially, focus on your strengths, flow of prosperity, and additionally for the masculine, health and healing, says Hilarion. So again, temperance is about, I call it my healing and holding card, because again, it's about restoration, being made whole, recovery, and conflict resolution. I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. For the feminine, spiritual law of attraction. Again, the twos are about faith, holding on to the intention of that thing it is you want to manifest. That's how you're going to want to bring it to, that's how you're going to bring it toward you. Masculine, see, told you. What does it say here? Reach out. Didn't I just say I feel like you're supposed to be the one to initiate contact when I was holding this King of Spring, who is also red? Yeah. Reach out. You're meant to make contact, to initiate contact, whether it is actually with the feminine, which in some cases is going to be according to the cards, or it's some other, again, like business situation, family member, something you need to fix. You need to step up in this leadership role and be the one to do it and co-create a better situation with this person or with this energy. Feminine. Our card is 5, Teach. So it's similar to the Hierophant, but this is from my Psychic Tarot deck. And so all the cards are particularly love related. So I'll read this one from the book since it's a Major Arcana card and not just do the intuitive reading. It's our third moon. A Pisces, again, could be very significant. This is our third time seeing the moon in this reading. It's important to trust your intuition. Even if you're unsure of what's happening, all will be revealed soon. So worry is unnecessary. Masculine, if you're getting, again, guidance, syncs, synchronicity, signs, different urges and pushes, just go for it. Don't be afraid. Just go for it. It's another Queen of Pentacles or Autumn for the feminine. Thoughtful, caring, creative, and ingenious. You'll be given advice that's both practical and creative, and it should be followed precisely. Focus only upon the positive in every situation or person. I feel like, didn't I just say somebody might be coming to you for advice though? So I still feel that, but I also feel like the advice that you may be given in part is going to be what I'm about to give you from this card. And in the traditional tarot, Major Arcana card 5 is the Hierophant and does represent the sign of Taurus. So it's earth energy. From the animal tarot to the masculine, the angel tarot to the masculine, the 7 of air, plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, and poor timing. So this is my card. It's the 7 of swords. It's my card of what I call joy stealing. And sometimes we can potentially steal our own joy through our fear, our lack of confidence, our lack of esteem. If you are afraid to move forward and to, take a leap of faith, to follow the guidance you're getting, then you are at risk of missing an opportunity and hence stealing your own joy, because that opportunity is something that's going to lead to emotional fulfillment, right? Here's your opportunity here, but you're at risk of stealing your own joy because it's coupled with the Five of Cups, right? As clarification to let us know, as a warning, masculine, don't do this. And then you're getting another one. There's potential of you missing an opportunity, an Ace of Cups. I'm sorry, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, because of fear. And lastly, for the feminine, we talked about an earth sign potentially being significant, and it just seems like they more and more so they are. Well, we do have Uranus, right? The ruler of Aquarius. That could be what I was feeling so much the need to talk about Aquarius too. Moving back into Taurus from Aries when it goes direct this week. We also have, again, Mercury, some more air, having moved into Capricorn. And Mercury also being the ruler of the sign of Virgo. So that may be what all this earth and air is about. The Page of Earth, or Pentacles, is scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging and maybe a new area of study. I think this is just more reconfirmation. I mean, I could go into detail about the Page of Pentacles and talk about it for a while, but I just think this is more reconfirmation of the opportunities that are coming our way, and the fact that, again, this is an abundant week, a prosperous week, especially if you focus on your strength and prioritize what you need to prioritize. Again, meet those deadlines and those time constraints that are involved with some of these things, and the flow of prosperity, flows right on to you. You know what I mean? All right, let's get the book for that card number 5. Okay, feminine. Keywords: shepherd, advise, learn, wisdom, reflection, beliefs. Yeah, I do feel that a lot of us will be asked for advice. We will find ourselves giving a lot of advice. People want to hear our opinion or get our insight this week, feminine. All right, anyway, although the name of this card is Teach, it brings the dual energies of both teaching and learning. You have much wisdom to offer regarding affairs of the heart. This wisdom has been gained through all of your joys and your sorrows. At this time, there may be an opportunity to assist someone regarding a relationship. That person may even be you. When the opportunity arises, remember the shepherd, one who gently guides his sheep along the desired path. Use that same gentleness in guiding yourself or others. There may also be an opportunity to learn right now. This could take place in many ways, through conversations, observations, or even reflection. Take a moment to reflect on what you have already learned about your relationships and what you still want or need to understand. It's possible that we don't understand because of all the moon energy. All right, we got the 3 moon cards. I mean, stuff is hidden from us. But we're guided to take a moment to think about it, focus on it. Then seek a teacher who will help you to arrive at that understanding. That can be what I was picking up here with this too. I was saying, if you can't do it yourself, ask somebody else to help you with the parts that you don't get. That could be connected to that too. The downside of the Teach card is that when our teachers want us to blindly follow their direction, in relationships, this often leads to restrictions and disappointment. These teachers come in many forms: family, friends, society, and so on. If a relationship is not going smoothly, maybe it's time to examine the beliefs that you hold about the relationship. That can be connected to that 5 of Swords in reverse in particular too. And again, just staying in a relationship just for the sake of saying that you did or being right or something, sacrificing yourself because of what other people think, maybe suggested, these people that they talk about here, family members, friends, and so on. If a relationship is not going smoothly, maybe it's time to examine the beliefs that you hold about the relationship. Are they truly your beliefs? Or have you unintentionally accepted the beliefs of others? Maybe somebody or society at large told you it's not okay to have a partner that is white if you're black. It's not okay to have a partner that is tall if you're short. Not okay to have a partner that is older if you're younger, or, vice versa. Whatever the situation is. And you've accepted what they want and it's going against your heart. If that's happening, this is the time to think about that and maybe talk to somebody about those situations, or seek a professional, even if you need to, relationship counselor, whatever, to help you with this and to figure out how you can move toward what is appropriate for you, what will be healthier for you, what's in your heart to do, what's on your soul to do, and with whom you're meant to be. So yeah, that's what you're going to do. You're going to ask yourself, are these truly your beliefs, or have you unintentionally accepted the beliefs of others? Beliefs that no longer serve you. There's an affirmation you may want to speak here as well. In matters of the heart, I offer what I know, learn what I don't know, and remain true to myself. And the traditional card that this represents is indeed the Hierophant. Is this something I didn't do? No, that's one I did. So I will be back with the love reading. I hope that you guys enjoyed this general reading and found it helpful. Find it helpful. If you are not yet a subscriber, please do consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell button. And we'll all pray that you get your notifications, because very few of you guys do. If you liked the video, if you did find it helpful and or enjoyed it, please actually like the video, give it a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. If you want or need any services from me, or just seeking friendship with me, that is all appreciated. The information for my merchandise, my readings, my energy healing, and my social media will all be in the description box. Namaste.